Hey everybody, my name is Derek. I am the CEO and founder of Wenwyn, helping you when you need a win at the intersection of leadership and culture. And in this episode, I'm going to give you the one formula that you need to engage others effectively in the places that you live, work, and play. So at this intersection of leadership and culture, what is the one formula that would best serve me as I seek to engage and influence the world around me? All right, we're going to get into it in just a second. Before we do that, let me encourage you to hit that subscribe button or hit that like button. It's going to help us with the great YouTube algorithm in the sky to continue to give you more and more content. All right, what is the one formula you need and what does it mean and why is it so important? Okay, here's the formula. IN over PQ. Think of numerator and denominator. Numerator IN over PQ. Now, what does that stand for? Well, IN stands for intrinsic needs. Intrinsic needs. Another way of thinking about this is inner needs. We all, as human beings, have these inner longings, these inner needs. The need to belong, the need to express ourselves uniquely, the need for significance, the need to know who to trust, the need to express our worth in the world. So we all have these intrinsic inner needs in our lives, and that's universal to everyone, everywhere. Now, we express those needs differently depending on our cultures, but we all have those inner longings. It's a universal experience that everyone knows what it is to be lonely in a crowded room. There's just something about the human experience that has this existential portion to it, along with the physicality and the personality and all of those things that come along with living in this world. So inner needs, intrinsic needs over, what does PQ stand for? Well, in the denominator, the power of questions. The power of questions. Asking the right questions is so much powerful than doling out answers. And so often we think, man, if I can just provide the right answer to the people around me, and by the way, answers are helpful, answers are good, but sometimes we think if we could just unlock that perfect answer, that will actually be most impacting and have the most influence. But in fact, knowing the right question is a much more powerful tool. And when you're in conversations with others, to use the power of questions to get to those intrinsic or inner needs is a way to have real influence in society. Now, this is not a unique formula to me. I first heard this through a great thinker, an amazing person by the name of Alex McManus. I think this is Alex's formulation of this, but he's really describing something that's pretty old and universal. We've long known about the power of questions. In fact, the whole Socratic method, right, Socrates, is really based on the power of asking questions. If you were to ask for coaching, often a coach can't know your specific circumstances, but what they can do is ask questions that help you realize a new way of thinking, a new way forward, a new answer. Why? Because questions get us thinking in certain directions. Questions, especially when tapping in to our intrinsic longings, helps us to find solutions that we might not otherwise come to. There's an old saying that says that you're so much more effective with a coach than without a coach. In other words, coaches actually increase our effectiveness by hundreds of percents. We're just much better with a coach. Now, the question is why? Why does a professional athlete have a coach? They've been playing their sport for as long as they can remember. Why does Roger Federer, who's played so many games, he's so good at what he does, why would he need a coach? And the answer is a coach can give perspective, a coach can give insight. But how? Well, often it's in not just pointing out adjustments, but it's in asking the right questions so that the athlete can be in the right headspace so they can know how to execute well. So often, as we're engaging the people around us, we're so interested in giving our solutions that we forget the power of questions to really go deep quick. There are certain people that have relationships over the course of years, and those relationships will kind of remain on a pretty surface level. And they'll take a deep breath one day, a deep gulp, and they'll think, I've got so much time invested, I can now go deeper, and maybe we can talk about something substantive. In fact, history is riddled with the stories of sons and fathers, or daughters and fathers and mothers who always meant to have conversations that they never had. They could just never go deep. And that's a shame, because this tool enables you to go deep quick. We're far more likely to be willing to go deep quick when we're talking about the intrinsic longing that we have. But it takes someone who has a genuine curiosity, someone who's willing to ask open-ended questions of the other person, open-ended, not close-ended, not a yes or no, but questions that help the other person really kind of begin to process and think. But as they relate to what are my inner longings, what is it that I'm really going for? Why am I here? What matters to me? What matters to my voice? How is that voice best expressed? How am I getting in my own way? How am I not getting in my own way? How am I, in fact, helping others? What is my level of gratitude or generosity? There's just so many great questions that can drive us to these inner needs. And if the world begins to embrace this formula, then what happens is a greater empathy and understanding happens cross-culturally. The best cross-cultural leaders in history understood this formula. They understood intrinsic need for the people that they were engaging with over the power of questions and the power of asking the right questions to have a great impact. You want to have impact in the place that you live, work, and play as a leader? IN over PQ. I'm telling you, this is a powerful formula. It's almost as good as X plus 1, helping everybody you meet move one step forward to the cross or one step forward in their spiritual maturity. That's a great formula. But I'm telling you, in general, when it comes to engaging others, IN over PQ is the formula that you're going to want to remember. That's the formula you need for great intercultural engagement. All right? Intrinsic need over the power of questions.